Hi, you guys. I'm Phil Town from Rule 1 Investing, and today I'm going to discuss 5 financial resolutions I think would be great for us to all set in 2020. January 1st will be here really soon, so it's time to start thinking about your New Year's resolutions. Now, many people make resolutions about losing weight or exercising more. All good. I'm doing those too. But there's another type of fitness to consider, and it's maybe the most important type, your financial fitness. And even if you don't usually make resolutions, I think you should consider doing so this year because it's a great opportunity to look back at your past actions and make course corrections that might just set you up for a great financial direction in the future. Now, what are you doing now to ensure that you and your family have a secure and a prosperous future? How could you improve that? I want you to think it through. And then I want you to make a promise to yourself, not a goal, but a promise that you will take action this next year. Your future self will thank you, I promise you. Now consider these steps that will contribute to your financial well-being. First, and this one's pretty easy, stop taking on more debt. You've got to stop the debt thing. Yeah, you should pay off your existing debts, that would be great. But it's going to be nearly impossible to do that if you continue borrowing more. And I'm telling you that right now because now's a tempting time to be loading up the credit cards, right? So make a resolution to stop the damage right now by promising yourself you won't take on any more new debt. Okay, one exception, unless you're buying a new house, okay? You buy a house, go ahead. Now to pull this off, you're probably going to have to make changes in your spending habits, question whether you really need that car, that new one, the new electric devices, whether you can kind of just keep on using what you already own. Remember, you guys, your financial future is what is at stake here. If you don't always pay off your credit cards every month, you gotta just get over that. You gotta go cold turkey. You gotta stop using them altogether and get it together on this because this is killing you. Those interest rates are insane. Here's the second one. Save for your retirement. You gotta be thinking out there more than just what's going on in the next couple of months. The key to having a prosperous retirement, having a good financial future, is to start saving for it as early as you can. The more time you have to save, the more your money will grow thanks to the magic of compounding rates of return. If you hadn't started saving already, set up an IRA. They're really easy, honestly. Call any broker. They'd be happy to set up an IRA for you. Or a 401k plan if you're there with their business, take advantage of it. Take advantage of any employer matching funds you are offered. And don't leave free money on the table. So max out your 401k so your employer will have to max out their half of it. Now, if you already have an investment plan, consider resolving to increase your retirement savings this year. Max that thing out. The easiest way to make sure you're saving enough is to just pay yourself first. I love this idea. You just put away money. Put it away in something, 401k, IRA account, put away money before you pay your bills, before you spend it on anything else. Some people like the idea of paying themselves 10% right off the top and then live on the 90% that's less. So next, I want you to resolve to cut back on expensive habits. You might think that you don't have much money to invest because most of you are thinking you don't have much money to invest, right? But if you have expensive habits, then you have a source of ready funds you can tap into. You don't have to live on a totally minimalist life, right? But you should be able to see where you can cut back without feeling like it's a big sacrifice. So here's an example. Let's say you like to go out for really high-end dinners. You're all about being a foodie. So consider going a little less often, right? Or consider eating in less expensive places. You can be a foodie about middle-range restaurants. It's still okay. You may even make new discoveries you wouldn't have otherwise known about, right? I mean, think about it. If you're into wine, one of the most fun things people do who are into wine, instead of buying some $300 bottle of wine that's super good, maybe, is they're trying to find something for $15 that's fantastic, right? Just change your focus a little bit, because a little luxury can go a long way and you can enjoy your indulgences, but remember, you also have to prepare for your future. So it's kind of like look for a balance between those two things. All right, the fourth resolution. I think you should do this. I think you should just resolve to invest in your financial education. Now, this investment is both a monetary investment and a time investment. The more you know about managing your money, man, the better you will become at growing your wealth. There's no question about that. Personal finance isn't taught in school. It's ridiculous that they don't. And if they do teach it, they don't teach it very well. They certainly don't teach you real investing. So you're going to need to invest in this yourself. You're going to need to do a self-education. There is an abundance of helpful information available that isn't expensive, okay? Read books. Those are fabulous sources of information. I've got several sitting here. You could read, you could listen to podcasts, right? You can watch videos like this one. So, kudos to you for doing this much, right? But any time or money that you invest in learning more about finance and investing will reap huge dividends over the long term. So start with this kind of stuff. Just read, listen to podcasts, do some videos, and you'll start to find things that you're going to want to build out into. Now, finally, build out a watch list. This is so important. You can do this. I know this is going to be foreign territory for a lot of you, but build out your watch list of companies that you really like and that you understand, and then start investing when they go on sale. This is really something that can change your life dramatically. I just reminded, like in 2009, the market went down massively, right? And in our first class that we taught, we put together a portfolio of 10 companies, and we held those 10 companies for 10 years. So we built a portfolio, put $100,000 into it, and $100,000 this is paper money, right? Not real money. We put $100,000 into the S&P 500 and $100,000 into these 10 companies, and then left it alone for 10 years. The S&P did fantastic. One of the best 10-year runs the S&P 500 has ever had. So if you just bought the whole market by buying an index, you would have done quite well. Your $100,000 would have become $300,000. All right, about a 13% compounded return. If you did what those students did right in that period of time, June 2009, today you'd have $1.25 million. 1.25 million compared to 300,000. So this is what I'm talking about. Investing in a handful of great companies is the massively best way to build your long-term wealth. But you got to learn something about it. I would study rule number one type investors. Rule number one type investors know that the key to successful investing is to simply find good companies and buy them when they're on sale. So I want you to get started now by building a little watch list of companies. Build 5 companies in a watch list by looking for companies whose businesses you already understand, right? If you're riding motorcycles like I was when I started, you understand Harley. If you're doing river guide stuff, you understand cruise ships. If you're a school teacher, you understand education companies. So never choose a company just because, somebody on TV's got a hot tip about it. Just be on the lookout for companies that have an advantage over their competitors and that you understand. So these are the most likely companies to thrive in all kinds of market conditions. And by the way, look back at the company, see how it did in 2009, 2010. See if that company did really well in the last recession. Chances are it'll do well again. So always remember to look for companies with trustworthy management. We want to match our values with the companies we own. So we don't want jerks running it, right? Let's buy companies where good people are running it. And it all boils down to this, and this is the key to long-term success. When a company on your watch list is priced at a deep discount to its actual value, and that's what happens in recessions, and it happens regularly, then that's the time you buy it. That's the time you buy it. So just keep an eye on your list. When the price is right, pull the trigger and go out and get those companies. Now, let me leave you with these last tips to put these resolutions into action and set yourself up for success. Resolutions aren't worth anything if you don't carry them out. As many of us find out every year, right? But you don't have to rely on willpower alone. A few simple steps will go a really long way to making sure that you'll put your resolutions into action. First, put these financial resolutions in writing. Write it down. That sends a message to your little brain right there subconsciously that you are really serious about achieving these resolutions. It's kind of like you're signing a contract with yourself. You're saying, I will do this. Now, second, make a promise to act on your resolutions, not a goal. It's a promise. And then be the kind of person who keeps their promises. All right? Third, think about what you're going to gain from this, you guys. Instead of thinking about what you might be giving up, imagine every dollar you put away working hard toward providing you with the future you want. Imagine every dollar out there is going to go up 12 to 1 over the next 10 years. Imagine what that would do. And you'll be thinking about how much money can I get into this? So now I'd love to hear from you guys. How will you set yourself up for financial success in 2020? So leave a comment below with your answer. I'll be sure to follow up with you. If you enjoyed this video and you feel it was valuable in teaching you more about how to create financial resolutions, hit the like button. And also please share this video with your friends. And if you want more investing content, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to click the button on the screen for a free gift. Thanks again for watching.